So here we are going to, here we have written a some code, right? Okay, so inside our formik code, so can anybody guess what is the duplicated code here? In the first field, what are the duplicate code? I have written these 5 fields, correct, right? Okay, and go to second input field. Okay, in the second input also, this again these 5 are duplicated, right? Okay, let us go to third page. Again these 5 fields are duplicated or not? 5 fields are duplicated. Okay, so as per the software, what we have to do, we should not write any duplicate code. We want to reduce the duplicate code. Okay, that is the reason what formik have done. Okay, so they are using our library and these lines are duplicated. We want to remove this duplicate code. Okay, for this reason, they have come up with one property called, there is a one property called, let us, there is a one method. Uh, yeah, okay. So get field property. There is one method called get field properties. So inside this method, you can give any name here. So whatever my field name, whatever my field name here, what is my field name? PAN number. Okay, suppose if this is your your field number, you can give that PAN number in there. Okay, what it is going to do, it is going to return all these values. It is going to return all these values. Now we want to copy all these values and I want to add it here into this input object. Okay, if you want to copy one object to another object, we can use one method. What is that method? Spread operator. Triple dot means what? Spread operator. So if you, and what it will do, it will iterate the object and it will copy to the destination object, correct, right? Okay, so this method, what it is going to do here, this formik.getFieldProps means it is going to return all these 5 properties and we are going to iterate one by one and we are going to copy all this property to the input. So we are going to write this method. So let us go and do this one. Let's go and do this one. This is a second approach. So let me have it first. We will go to the ID here, right? So just keep the ID alone. Okay, and go to the name. Remaining all the 4 properties is there, right? I am going to remove it. I don't want those 4 properties and I am going to write like a one object. So I'm inside the object, I will write it dot dot dot. That means copy the properties formik dot get field properties. So what is my field name, ID name here? Name. Okay, copy the name and just give it here. So internally this is equal to that 5 lines. It is equal to those 5 lines. Okay, either we can write it explicitly or formik will write for us. Whichever is easy, you can go for it. Okay, so now I want to do it for same for all other properties also. Let us copy here. Okay, and here also I don't want to write all these 5 lines. I will remove it here. Simply I'm going to write only one line. What is my property name here? Bank number. I'll say formik dot get field properties and I'm going to enter this name. So okay, and let's copy the same name and let's do it for a third field also. We don't need to write all these 4 fields and we can remove it and we can go for a simple approach. What is my field name here? PAN number. Simply write like a PAN number. Let's click format the document, file, save all. Okay, let's go and reload the page again. Okay, let's see, still errors are coming, right? Same code. Now the second approach, what is the method we are using it? Formik data get field properties. Okay, only one line we are writing, automatically all this handling code, onBlur, onChange, everything automatically handle. Okay, so this is the second way you can use your forms and where you are going to reduce that minimum number of lines code. Okay, and the next thing is we are writing a next, we are writing on validations, right? How many lines of code you have written validations? Let us see. How many lines of validation code you have written? Your line number is starting 4 and I have written line number 26. Almost 20 lines are there. Okay, and one more thing, suppose I am not good in the JavaScript, I don't know the methods in the JavaScript, like in string methods, most of the methods I know the basic coding. If I want to do the validation, I need to write all this code, right? Name, not okay, not there, and the trim method and length, all these things, right? Okay, to avoid this problem, what they have done is, hey developer, you don't worry, I will write the validation also for you. Okay, you simply tell like what is the validation, which field is required, you tell those names, remaining I will take care. Okay, like that they have given one feature. For that feature, if you want to go and use that feature, then we have to go for one library called app library. Okay, what is the library for validations? App library. First, we have to install the app library and then we will see how to add it. Let's go on. I'm going to stop my project and first install the app library. You can install, let us go to this official website. In the top itself, it is there. If you want to do the validation, you can think like here. Let's go for app. Okay. So here schema validation app. So what is the code? npm install --- save command. Let us copy here and I am going to execute it here. Okay, so the next step I'm going to install a app library and saving. App and formik are both are different. App is for only form validations only. Okay, so and we are going to install the app library. Once app is installed, let us start the project again. npm start. Okay, so once this is done, we are going to either we can follow here in the material also we can follow it. Okay, so instead of writing validate method, we are going to write another one more function called validation schema. Their method name is called a validation schema. So see here, what is the property name? Validation schema. This is from the library only. Okay, we have run this command. Next, we are going to use the validation schema. Okay, so inside the validation schema, there is a app object will be there. Let us try to do it one by one. Okay, now our project is started. Now what we are going to do? I am going to remove this validate method from the center. Okay, now what is the method they are writing it? Validate schema. This property I should use it. Okay, so this will take the one object. This will take the, suppose here it is taking one object. So first I need to create like a app dot object. Suppose if I want to use this app, I need to import it first. That is the reason. See here in the top line already they have this line, right? I am going to copy the same line and we can add it in our top. Okay, so this is nothing but a app. Now we have installed imported the app. And next thing is you are going to create one object, app object. So let us go to our app schema. Here I'm going to write like a app object and just write like a bracket and comma. Okay, see here this is a simple app data object and simply we are writing one empty only, not no more than that. Okay, and now we don't need this validate method itself. Okay, for reference I will comment it out. That means there is no code at all. Okay, that's fine. Let us go and see here. Now there is an error. Now first thing is, now you need to define which field is required. You tell me which field is required. Name is string. Okay, and it is a string type. It is a required. Okay, it is a required. See here, I am going to write a name property. Right side, I am going to write a validations. Okay, I am not going to write if condition, if name is not there, length is not there. Simple property. Here, app dot string. Why I am writing string? Because that is a name only. Suppose you want to write a number, you can write a number here. Let us go for letter. So app dot string. After that, what is the validation you want to write it? Required. So that is the reason I am say required. If there is not entering, what is the message you want to give it? Name is required. That is okay. And if they are not entering minimum 3 characters, what is the error message you want to write it? Name not something like. Suppose I want to do it for bank number. Let us try to do it. Bank number. Tell me. App dot string. Okay. App dot. Okay. Let's go for number. App dot number. Okay, and it is required, and we can say minimum 3 characters are required, or you can go for minimum 6 characters are required. You can go it. Okay, and what is the last field? It is there, PAN number. Let us go for PAN. It is a 6 minimum 6 characters. Okay, maximum also. So maximum there is a max also is there, and how many characters? 6 characters. They have to enter 6 only. Minimum 6 numbers, maximum 6 numbers. PAN number will not change from one person to another person. Okay, so now that's all. Okay, you don't need to write that validate method. You don't need to write that if condition, else condition, errors, nothing. Everything is going to handle care by this these 3 lines on. Okay, let's go and save it and let us verify here. So let's go to our React project. Let's reload the here. By default, no validation at all. Let us click the save. See, name is required, bank number is required. That is okay. I will enter the PAN number A. See what is saying? Minimum 3 characters. I will say ABC. Now still it is saying 3 characters, because if you go and see what is the error message we are showing it, minimum 3 characters. This is not okay. We should write 6 characters. That is okay. And let's go for ABC 1, 2, 3. I will type only 5. Minimum 5 characters. I'll 3, 4, 5. Now what it is saying? Maximum 6 characters. Now you are able to show maximum validation, minimum validation, required validation. Suppose I want to trim it, because if I'm giving, suppose here I'm a very intelligent tester. I'll give only spaces 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Errors gone, right? So they will come as no problem. App is there for us. Okay, let us go there. Hey app, they are trying to do mimicking. Let us trim the value first. Let us write a trim function. Let us write a trim function. You no need to write any string. Let us now this time. Let us see. I'll give 1, 2, 3. See, you give any space, it will not accept it. Okay, you have to enter the value. So you no need to write trim and length. Everything is easy only. Some only the thing is you need to define first f dot string. Suppose sometimes you are going to write a data or something like this. At that time you can write like a date. Okay, date also is there, and minimum date 20 years something like. There is a validation min, and you can give a date, and automatically if you are entering any date less than that, it will not accept. Suppose you want to enter a URL, you write like here, everything will be there. Okay, you can write like a string. After that, this trim, everything is there, right? You can look for all the methods. Okay, URL, okay, and something URL is required. That means URL is required. Like all the validations are available inside here. Okay, and if you want to click here, you can see all the validation here. Okay, what are the validations are available? uh, Trim method is available, lowercase. Suppose you want to convert all into lowercase, uppercase, and all the schema. See here, this is required or not required, nullable, and strip. That means some spaces. Okay. uh, Suppose minimum, what is the minimum length I want to give it, maximum length, how much I want to, you want to verify less than 10. I want to enter any value less than 10. You can use this indicator less than 10, no, not numbers. Greater than, you can use this one. Any positive value, you can use this method, positive value. Any negative number, you can use a negative. So where you can use it, simple here. Okay, so after you are writing your numbers, you are writing these numbers, right? Numbers, okay, number, and you are going to write like enter. After this, you are going to write, you can use these methods. Okay, so let me go. This, if you don't remember, let us go here and number schema, open here, and you can see more than, positive, negative, and integer, truncate, round. If you want round also, round is there. Okay, suppose you want to go for any date also, date also will be here. See, minimum, for date also we have minimum and we have a maximum. Okay, and it is a, we can think like a required property, all these things. First, whenever you want any validation, just go to Google and verify yup dot library methods, yup yup methods. Or you can go to in the code also, you can simply click on this method and you can see what are the methods are available. Okay, so like this you can write all the validations. So for now, let us go for app data. This is a string. I want to write a string and required is a 3 characters. Let's go with the 3 characters. Okay. So don't put semicolon. This is inside the object. Inside the object means this is a key and this is a value. App object. Okay. Like this, you can write your any number of validation. Even though you are having 100 fields, suppose you want a password. For password, I want a capital letter, a small letter, mixed letter. Difficult write. Let us write a password validation. Okay, f dot string. You are going to remove everything. Let us see password. So this is a password, and let's go for something like this. Let us see here. Okay, something I have written wrong here. So whenever this whiteboard, okay, so f dot string. Okay, so f dot string, or you can use f dot password. Okay, okay, so password is not there. But we are using something wrong with the how I am using is, that is only wrong. Okay, but that method is there, we can use it, no problem. So you need to say f dot string dot, I'll say password. Is there any password method? So there will be a method for password also. Either you can go on the Google here, google.com. Okay, password validation using app. Okay, because which library we are using it, app library. Okay, something, either you can go for this official website. So f dot string, and you can write this password, something like this. You can write it. Okay, string required minimum 8 characters matches capital letters, something like this they are writing, and they have written like a required something. Only they have written a required. Either you can use this first one, you can use it. Suppose first required minimum 8 characters matches, and here you can write a capital A Z and a small a to z, something. And now once you want to do it, let us copy here and go and paste it. Suppose if something is not available directly, let us copy from the internet and try to work on it. Okay. So like this, you can work on the your validations. Okay. So in the second part, what are the things we have seen? Let us summarize it. First part is we have removed complete our validate method, and instead of that, we have used a validate schema. Okay. And for this one, what is the library? We have to install app library. Okay. So inside the app library, first we will write app.object. Inside the object, this is simple. What is your property name? First name. So that's the reason you will call it as a first name. And what is your property you want to write? Like based on your property, you are going to write it, and remaining everything it will internally mapping. Okay. And for avoiding the duplicate code, what is the line we have written? Formik data get field properties, so that we are going to avoid the 5 lines of code. Okay.